Hey everybody, Rodman here for another episode of the Extreme Desert Survival series. So I finally just, let's call it caved, and I got the pick up and haul mod that everybody wanted me to get. Mostly I did it because y'all wanted it, so hopefully you appreciate that I added it. Because if you don't, let me know in the comments. Alright, so let's see, what am I trying to say? The thing I am going to do for this base, my goals of this episode are to recruit anyone that is half decent. Resting, let's not do that. Let's take some wake up. I have so much work to be done. So goals, as I was saying. I think I'm going to auto door before Psycho Brew. And I really would like to double insulate my farm before we get into the dead of summer. And that also means auto doors. Given the amount of food that I have cooking, I think it also would be prudent to get a freezer, proper kitchen, maybe proper bedroom. There's a lot of little things that that I really ought to work on. As you can see, I'm implementing the pickup and haul already. I do have to be careful of Omni's mood, though. Alright. So we did have some kibble. I'm just seeing, look at the map. There shouldn't be much else that's useful. But we did have some kibble that that might require some hauling. I'm not sure if I really want kibble, but it's not up to me, is it? So I'm sort of new to the pickup and haul mod, but hopefully I don't disappoint you all with fumble fingers. Alright. It is faster, surely. Alright, so while I do a little bit of research, I'm going to plan some things out. So, let's go ahead and plan on the first room here being a kitchen. I guess if we wanted to be really symmetrical, we'd have it like this. Where some of the kitchen, let's split it up. So we'll have, I gotta think this out a little bit more cleverly. We'll want a freezer. Maybe this is fine. I'll just make it a little smaller. And we're being productive down here. I can have it on 1 speed. These fib mechanites, no good. Alright, so we'll have a kitchen that will be air conditioned, which means stack some coolers back there. Oops. And they're backwards. Okay, stack some coolers back there. And then move the electric stove. Actually, it would benefit me if the electric stove was not so isolated. It also means running power. I'm going to run power throughout the perimeter of my entire farm. Just because I think it's a good thing to do. That will be something I'll work on now. It's running the cabling. Also, let's plan on going to sleep during the hottest hours. Let's change some work priorities. Doctoring, wardening, everything else looks fine. For right now, I want some construction done, so let's tick that up a bit. Get a little bit of this construction done. Or just rest. That's fine. Gotta be cautious of that mood there. Alright, so this is a decent-sized kitchen. And this will lead to... maybe a dining room? I know it's not symmetrical, but, you know, it's how it's going to be. And then I'll mine out a little corner there. And that will lead to a dining room. And then we'll also want some bedrooms, too. So, I believe that will be my future layout for now. And we'll try to get moisture pumps to get rid of this soft sand so we can build here. I believe that works. Alright, let's speed time back up again. Don't think I'll need any of that cabling anymore. The next thing I should do probably is to get some of the clothing that I really want built. But first, traps. I don't want to be super vulnerably exposed. Okay. Let's get some of the clothing. So we're going to want a cowboy hat, a button-down shirt, and pants. And hopefully good ones at that. Oh, poor cowboy hat. That's not exactly what we're looking for. Good shirt. And normal pants. Well, that we'll have to do. Alright, that at least gets rid of the tattered apparel debuff that we were having. And that protects us to 123 degrees. Okay, so we have some meals that are rotting away. I'll definitely want to get a freezer soon. Let's do some recreation so as to not drive ourselves mad. And we'll even do some recreation drugs, because our mood is pretty foul. Alright, so if we have a freezer here, we actually don't need a double auto door. Mostly because if a little bit of the cold from the freezer leaks into the farm, big deal. At least that's my thinking. Okay, what are we doing now? We are harvesting plants. Good. Trying to get better at the whole planting. And let's go ahead. Oh, harvest this too. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. Guess you need to sleep anyway. Wanted him to re-sow, but he's not going to. Let's take some wake up. Run the risk of a little bit of an overdose, or an addiction, I should say. Okay, we're gonna want meals, and what I'm gonna do for meals, because I don't have refrigeration yet, is I am going to just make a few. So what I'll do is I will cook until I have 3. And that should keep me from having too many where I, yeah, that ought to work. Okay, let's get this auto door research done. So you can see our manipulation is up there, our consciousness is up there. We should be able to do research pretty quick. And I am ideally looking for auto doors here. You can see, even at minimum wind during midday, we got plenty of solar output to keep the lights on. Now we only really have one trap protecting us at the moment, which I am aware of. Hopefully one's enough. We're going to need a bunch of steel in order to get this up and running. So we're kind of tapped for steel, but I'll worry about that later. So I really want auto doors so that we can get through the base quicker. And then, at least for now, I'm going to, maybe I'll sterile tile up the kitchen. But then I also need to tile up the farm so that it doesn't fill up of filth. Sort of is the idea there. Okay, we're almost done with the beautiful research that we've got going. But we're going to need to take a little bit of a cat nap. I'm not going to sleep all the way through because I want him to start adhering to this new sleep schedule. So I'm going to wake him up midday. All right. This will allow us to, let's see, try for slightly better, more insulating stuff. We had enough for another pigskin cowboy hat. Let's try for another one. Hopefully it's better. It's a good one. Nice. And it is time to go to sleep. Actually, it was rec hour, but we decided to go to sleep anyway. So, I really can't rescue any refugees or because it's just too hot. I'll die. Unlike the sea ice, where once I got off sea ice, the temperatures were more normalized. Here, that isn't the case. It is hot everywhere. I could also go for, I'm not going to use the rest of this cotton just yet. What I think I'm going to do, because I think it would be cute, is to carpet up this in green to match the fact that it's a greenhouse. Alright, so we definitely have auto doors. So what I'm going to do is steel auto doors open the fastest, but I don't have any steel at the moment, so I'm just going to wait. And maybe I have to force wear. So this protects, what, 9.7? This one protects 17. Okay, way better. I don't know why it wasn't switching automatically. Probably armor reasons. Alright, so we're building the last spike trap. And then we'll work on the AC and the freezers. It'll be nice to have a dedicated kitchen. Where are we going with this? Alright, forbid this. I'm not exactly sure what Omni was doing. Deciding to switch hats, I suppose. Alright, we're also going to want dead conduit here. And I'm going to keep an eye on the heat stroke. Why are you hauling it down there? Not sure why he's making the choices he's making, but he's making them regardless. Alright, let's finish up this cooler. And work on the dead conduit. Come on. There we go. So obviously I don't need the cooling anything at the moment. And a little bit of rest because we're drowsy and still in pain. These mechanites really not going away. Ooh, some cargo pods of wake up. That will help keep us busy. We still haven't picked up that kibble. I don't know. Oh, more cargo pods. Speaking of which, camel hide. I think it's camel hair that's really good for heat, not camel hide, but you know, gift horse in the mouth and all. All right, building the rest of these coolers. And then steel auto doors here and here. Meaning I probably have to run power out. Ooh, that was not a good thing to work on just yet. Let's very quickly mine up. Alright, we will pick up the steel. And where's my components? Am I out of components? Okay. If that's the case, time to go get some. Let's hope my mood holds. I guess we use them all on the coolers. So there's an auto door. There's the rest of the coolers. I am running a major break risk, which does not make me feel good. I want 90 more steel in order to replace this with a cooler. Then, of course, an auto door for here. That means more steel. So many little tasks, so many little projects. This little farm here is very much heating up. Alright. Yeah, I guess we'll finish off the compacted machinery. Let's go ahead and remove the roof. Just looks more natural and nicer. Tis the wreck hour. And now it's the sleep time, and we're not sleepy. I'm gonna really have to sort of make him used to sleeping at the right times. Oh, we're okay. I didn't remove all the roof. I'll fix that, even though it is a bit of a detour. Alright, so the door is ready to go, which means the freezer is just about ready to go. That also means that I need some silver for the sterile tiles. Alright, let's see if we can't get this cold, and I mean real cold. We might need a double insulate. Alright, we will go ahead and give this a proper stockpile. So here will be high rice, here will be low rice, and here will be meals. Low veg. I call it rice, but high veg and meals. Okay, and let's alter the storage here. So the meals are the meals. The low veg is preferred raw food for vegetarian, and this is important for vegetarian. And then what I'll do is I'll pick up all of this rice and all the meals and all the psychoid leaves. And this can be, I'll just call it leaves because I'm lazy, but let's raw resources, plant matter for psychoid. And then the floors in here, we're going to want to research sterile tile. I guess, where is that? It is sterile materials. We're not quite there yet. 91-year-old drifter. Yeah, I think you're on your own. You are not the pawn I'm looking for. Alright, I'm not going to let him sleep very long because I want to adhere to the new sleep schedule. Huh, there's some random slate tiles here. interesting. Okay, now it's still too early for some sleep. Fire foam poppers wouldn't be a terrible thing to have in there. God, the Mega Knights are making me really, really sleepy all the time. It's killing me, man. I didn't want Mega Knights. Alright, instead of rest, let's see, go ahead and put a standing lamp in here. Oh, it is the rest hour, though. I should allow that to happen. In just a moment. Curious where this... Alright. Yeah, I really, in the summers, I really can't react to incapacitated refugees. It is just too hot. Maybe if I had the best possible clothing, but I don't, obviously. Alright, so this area is struggling to stay cool enough. What I'm going to do is temporarily put steel here. Just because all my my buildings are around here, and I don't need to be hauling steel off to the middle of nowhere. Let's go ahead and empty out some weight. Alright, that's a little bit better. And it looks like I have enough for another cooler. So let's go and make that other cooler. Just need to grab some components. Obviously, I'm very low on components now, I'm aware. Alright, and we'll stagger this a little bit. So this one will be down 2, this one will be up 2. And I think if we start to double insulate the kitchen, it will be a little bit easier to keep it cool in there. So that will be a next goal of mine. Obviously, corners aren't necessary, but I'm going to add them anyway. Just because it looks a little nicer. So it's borderline cold enough, but not quite. Not quite. So yeah, my sleep schedule's all screwed up, mostly because of the mechanites that I'm suffering. Not really any fault of my own. Before the end of this episode, I really ought to go for this wake up before I forget that it's even out there. The kibble, however, I don't really care about. If it deteriorates, I really couldn't care less. I'm in no position to accommodate animals at the moment, so it's not all that helpful to me. As you can see, these potatoes still haven't grown. They never really will in the summer, because it is just too hot, which is why it has been forever and then some. I think research is sort of on the menu. I was really hoping to get some lovely, extra lovely pawns with me, but obviously that hasn't been the case. That's what I was kind of holding out for. Alright, let's take a little wake up. I know it doesn't do much when you're strung out on fib mechanites, but it'll do a little something. As you can see, the temperature is dramatically dropping now that we're double insulating. It's still not frozen in here, but it is sort of borderline refrigerated. I would say that yeah, we'll probably need more coolers, but since I'm not making a mass amount of food, I'm not going to worry about it just yet. It's not like we're going to have spoilage with only a meal or two. Plus, it is refrigerated after all. In the farm, it is the proper temperature too, so that's nice. And, well, I'm actually up and out of time. So, this has been episode 4. Obviously, it's still pretty lonely. But if you have any feedback for me, or questions, or concerns, or even your own stories of your own attempts, drop me a line. If there's anything you think I should be doing, I'd love to know. And just a reminder, the You Pick You Play is dropping on everyone this Friday, so the more of you that participate, the better. I hope that you tune in for that, and I hope you tune in for next episode, and I will catch you all later. Adios.